Namaskar. Today we will see epiphysis. Epiphysis is usually end of long bone which develops from secondary center of ossification, but it is not always end of long bone. So the definition is the part of the bone which develops from secondary center of ossification is called as epiphysis. Ossification is the process of formation of bone. The area where the ossification starts is called as center of ossification. There are two types of centers of ossification, the primary center and secondary center. Now this is the picture of humerus. First appears a cartilage. It looks like humerus. The first center to appear is the primary center. Primary center usually appears in the middle of the shaft. It usually appears before birth. It is first to appear. And the part of bone which develops from the primary center is called as diaphysis. Then appears secondary centers. There are 3 secondary centers for upper end of humerus and 4 for lower end of humerus. The part of the bone which develops from secondary center of ossification is called as epiphysis, while the part of bone which develops from primary center of ossification is called as diaphysis. And the epiphyseal end of the diaphysis, the end of diaphysis, epiphyseal end of diaphysis is called as metaphysis. Till the completion of growth between the epiphysis and the metaphysis lies the cartilage, which is called as epiphyseal cartilage. After a certain age, the epiphyseal cartilage is also replaced by bone. There are 4 types of epiphysis: the pressure epiphysis, traction epiphysis, atavistic epiphysis and aberrant epiphysis. Pressure epiphysis is the epiphysis which transmits weight. So pressure epiphysis transmits weight. It is articular, means it takes part in formation of joint. The examples are head of humerus, head of the femur, lower end of radius and the annular epiphysis. This is the body of the vertebra. On the superior surface lies superior epiphysis, superior annular epiphysis, and on the inferior surface there is inferior annular epiphysis. So the superior and inferior annular epiphysis are also examples of pressure epiphysis. The body of the vertebra transmits the weight. The body of vertebra can be considered as long bone because on both its surfaces, on the superior surface as well as inferior surface, there are annular epiphysis. Second type is traction epiphysis. Traction epiphysis is the epiphysis which is formed by traction or pull by the tendons of muscles. The traction epiphyses are non-articular, means they doesn't form any joint, they doesn't transmit the weight, they give only attachment to tendons. The examples are greater and lesser tubercles of humerus, greater and lesser trochanters of femur, and the processes of vertebrae. The lesser tubercle of humerus gives insertion to subscapularis muscle, while the greater tubercle have three impressions. Upper impression gives insertion to supraspinatus, middle impression to infraspinatus, and the lower impression gives insertion to teres spinae. The processes of vertebrae means transverse process, superior articular process, inferior articular process, spinous process. They are also examples of traction epiphyses. In fact, the traction epiphyses are formed by the pull or traction which is exerted by the tendons of the muscles. Now these tendons pulls the periosteum of the bone and forms the traction epiphyses. The third type is atavastic epiphysis. Atavastic epiphysis means the epiphysis which become part of other bone. The examples are coracoid process of scapula and os trigonum or posterior tubercle of talus. This is the coracoid process of scapula. Phylogenetically, coracoid process was a different bone, but during the process of evolution, the coracoid process is fused with scapula. This is the talus and this is the posterior tubercle of talus or os trigonum. So, coracoid process of scapula and os trigonum of talus are examples of atavastic epiphysis. The fourth type is aberrant epiphysis. The epiphysis which appears at abnormal site is called as aberrant epiphysis. These are the metacarpals. This is the lateral side. This is the first metacarpal. We can see only two phalanges. So this is the first metacarpal, second, third, fourth, fifth. The metacarpals are miniature long bones, means they have only two centers of ossification, one primary and one secondary. Primary center is for the shaft. There is only one secondary center. The secondary center for first metacarpal appears at base because this is the site of maximum activity, maximum movement, while the secondary centers for the second to fifth metacarpals appears at heads because these are the areas of maximum movement. So this is normal. The secondary center for base of the first metacarpal or for heads of second, third, fourth and fifth metacarpal, this is normal. But if the secondary center appears for head of the first metacarpal or bases of second or third or fourth or fifth metacarpals, then such epiphyses are called as aberrant epiphyses. They are not always present, they are occasional. The epiphysis is supplied by epiphyseal artery. Thank you.